on Family Feud. You know, he'd shake the father's hand, and then the wife, he'd give her a little kiss and stuff. And then the daughter would be like 15, and he's like, "Who's this little beauty we've got here? Look at her. Let me give us a little kiss, would you?" And the father's like, "Oh, look at Richard Dawson's raping my daughter right here on national television."
She made the cuts. Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Biden, Richard, if you want to take her in the back and maybe change our scores, we'd have no problem with all that.
It's worth it. Well, Biden obviously was, probably 40 when that culture was big. And then instead of going, okay, so that has run its course, and that was probably something we shouldn't have been doing as a culture, he went the other way and leaned into it more.
Yeah.
So
I'm doubling down on this, I'll tell you.
This is who I am. Well, looky here. What do we got here? The touching of the hair and the sniffing. Oh. My favorite one.
Uncomfortableness.
My favorite one was Sorry, go ahead.
What's that? Every girl he grabbed during those pictures, he had the perfect opportunity. He would swear in the new Congress people.
Yeah.
And they would bring their families because it was, they wanted a picture of them being sworn into Congress, and Biden would be with them, and he would arrange how the photo went. All right, you go here, I'll stand here. And he was never with the person that was elected. Never. Or their wife. He would put the children in front of him, and then he'd grab. And I swear to you, like this picture here, it is a study in uncomfortable children around inappropriate adults. That's the face. That's the body language.
Yep. That's such a predator body language. He loved getting the hair and putting it behind their ears. Maybe getting that scent on his fingers.
And their feet.
Ugh. Wait, one of them is like 30 years old there.
That Asian girl looks like Sergeant Barnes is questioning her father in Platoon.
I think that's Cara Castronovas. She's like a right-wing chick for the Lindell Report. But my favorite Biden ever, he's on his bike with a bunch of people, and they all veer right. And he sees a 7-year-old. So he goes, the joke when it happened, the joke we were using is, imagine you're like, it's a commercial for Bud, and there's like a free Bud Hut, and some guy's like, what the? And he like drives over and crashes into it. Because that's what it was. It was free chicks. So he goes careening into her. He's down. And then, just like you would if it was a free Budweiser Hut, he doesn't pick his bike up or anything.
No,
he just walks away and makes a beeline for her. And he's like, "Ooh, is she getting into politics? Is she gonna be a politician?" And like, yes, of course. Just like with the others, they're all like, "Yes, sir." Look, he's not going with them.
He saw her and had to and falls over. Like that would be an effective, funny Budweiser ad, like you just said.
Yes.
Like it would convey that this guy doesn't give a fuck. He just wants a Bud. He saw something awesome that he needed. Everyone else turns. He saw it from a distance, and he's like, I got to have that Bud. Now just put young girl in the place of Bud.
And they always crop it there, too. They don't show that he walked up from the bike, went over to her, started stroking her hair, and he was right in her grill, and she wasn't answering his questions, of course.
No.
As he said, like, do you want to be president one day and all that weird. Ugh.
It was so weird. And not some one-off, not some thing you could cherry pick and show people and they could go, yeah, really? Let me show you one instance where, and then just pick any president and you pick a picture and go, all right, that looks inappropriate, but it was this, that, the other thing. He doubled down on it, like you said, and it never ended. And they had talks with him. It wasn't a good optic.
Yeah.
So whenever something's not a good optic, they tell the president, hey, lay off of that. I don't care what your actual intentions are. They could be innocent as apple pie, but it looks bad. And he was like, F you, I need to shove my face in the nape of a young girl's neck.
I need those sniffs. Well,
yeah.
In the newspaper today, they had, because I've always said I'm not that upset about 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds at Epstein Island. It's not my cup of tea, but I don't like the way it dilutes 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds. 9-year-olds.
It's not a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old. Right.
Right. So I want those to be separate categories. And then today I read 9-year-old. I go, okay, then now I care. Now it's a concern. But then I read deeper, and it was just Jeremy Raskin just said that. And that guy's a fucking imbecile. So I can't parse what, as you were saying on the other night, what's real and what's a call-in.
Yeah, I mean, your sexual proclivities and the people that the group of people you're attracted to can span a lot of different things based on different people. It's always going to be that way. And people that are sexually attracted to 6-year-olds or 9-year-olds, that is mental illness, crazy. There's nothing about a girl or a person that age that you can find attractive because you also find an adult woman attractive.
Yeah.
There's no comparison there. It's like, oh, I like flies, so that must mean I like maggots. You know, a little maggot. Like they don't even, it's not the same ballpark.
Yeah, yeah.
When you start getting up into 16-year-old girls, and I'm going to catch this, I'm sure this will be posted all over the place.
Yeah.
There are definitely girls of that age that look exactly like girls that are of legal age. And sometimes even more mature or you know, more attractive to the common thing that men find attractive. Those are different animals right there.
Yeah.
You can't equate somebody that will find a teen, upper half of the teen spectrum attractive, and then you can't just go, oh, wow, that pedophile going after 6-year-olds.
Right.
That rarely happens.
Well, I think
rarely
the 17-year-old is sexual. The the interest in that 17-year-old, and again, my cup of tea is ethnically ambiguous, fat ass, divorced brunettes.
Yeah.
With terrible tattoos they regret and long.
Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
Hello, I'm Gavin McInnes.
And together we're Compound Censored.
And we would like you to subscribe with this deal using this promo code right below me right now.
Do it, because it's very entertaining.
Hits that sag down like cocks. When they're on all fours, it's indistinguishable from penises.
Yeah.
Swinging around.
These thin, sinewy.
They could, if it was a cold day, they would put it in their front pockets. Put them in their front pockets to warm them up a little bit.
It looks like the calf of a child with muscular dystrophy.
But I think this is not a funny subject, but I think that these guys that are into prepubescent kids, it's not even sexual for them. It's a level of sadism that we would have trouble comprehending. Like the kind of person that would cut open a live squirrel.
Right.
And pin it to a tree and then slowly pull out its entrails.
I could see that. Yeah, more of a killer instinct than a sexual
and
thing.
That's that stance that Biden had in that first picture Sean pulled up. It's not like let's fool around. It's like I have intense power that is unimaginable, and I could have your entire family disappeared. So cower in fear around my power and hatred, or I'll cut your tongue out.
And like the left does a lot, and even the right in this case, because I think this is a pretty universal thing that people think that you shouldn't kids. I don't think that really party lines there. But a lot of people also talk about, well, even if a girl is physically mature, she might not be mentally mature enough for any type of relationship or sexual relationship. Yeah, of course not. But that isn't even what people are really talking about. You talk about visually, you know, if you're driving down the street and you see a gaggle of high school girls and they got little skirts on and stuff, you're not going to go, oh, I wonder how mature they are in their thinking and their growing process. You might look and just go, oh boy, it probably isn't good that I find that ass amazing. But it is what it is.
Well, these grooming, like you dilute it to 17-year-olds, and now the grooming gangs in Britain, these Pakistani grooming gangs,
Right.
Oh, are they just guys that are running a train on some 17-year-old slut who's addicted to drugs? It muddies the waters. No, they are raping 12-year-old, 11-year-old girls. They are gang raping them to celebrate various Muslim holidays. So stay focused on that.
Right.
But that
they
being
seem
said,
to discount everything.
I'm not going to poo-poo Epstein till I'm sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just in a stasis right now.
Yeah, and being sure seems like an impossibility at this point.
Like, what's the
discounting
beef jerky
things?
The beef jerky thing, that's allegedly replaced pizza now. Like they say, we'll be ordering beef jerky. And it's just this big pile of, and there's so much AI and phone calls involved.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Show me a good old fashioned pedophile and I can string him up by his Achilles heels and kick him in the head till he dies.
Yeah, they love discounting things like the word racist or misogynist, and then they add everyone into these categories that they don't agree with, and it just makes the actual crime or the actual bigotry that much less.
Yep.
If everyone feels like, oh, you're calling me that, then you really don't care that that's going on because that isn't what I'm about or what I'm doing.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like racist now is a compliment because it's so gay of an accusation.
Yeah.
I would argue transphobe is the same. 10 years ago, you'd get fired. Now it's considered funny. Sexist is equally ridiculous. No one's worried about being accused of sexism. Homophobia, yeah, they're all a joke now. So let's not let pedophilia become a joke. Like Nazi, you're a Nazi. Okay, Zeke Heil,
Nazi's hilarious now.
Yeah, they're all funny now.
Nazi's just hilarious. The transphobe is the only phobe that actually is starting to fit.
Yes.
Like Islamophobe too. That was, especially years ago, was like, oh yeah, you better be afraid. These people are nuts and will kill themselves to get at you. But everything else, homophobic, things like that. But transphobe, these are mentally ill people. They are mentally ill in a violent way. And they have this ally in the left that will defend them no matter what. And you're talking about people that have murdered a lot of people
Yesterday,
so far.
They killed 10. And they're on drugs. They generally mutilate themselves. So a body is not important to them.
No.
So I can cut your arm off. I cut my tits off. Why don't I cut your head off? We're just cutting pieces off. You're going to hate this, but I think video games are to blame for a lot of this. I don't want them banned, but this idea of just like you're this character and they choose females. So you're a female for 6 hours and then to die is just, it happens like 300 times a day. So you just undie and you come back. So now we've trivialized your character on the screen where you played a woman for hours, so much you became a woman. Then off the screen, you think you're a woman, you cut your, or you think you're a man, you cut your tits off. So now you don't care about life. You don't care about body parts. You're able to sort of leave your body and float around in the digital cosmos. And then on top of all of that, you're suicidal because you thought all this would fix your problems and it just made it worse. And you look in the mirror and see a guy wasn't such an ugly young man, but with his makeup on and his stubble, he's like, hello.
Oh, God.
He's grotesque. Like that's a monster.
God. That's like Eddie Trunk from the rock show.
Like he looks like the kind of guy at the gym that could be, spotting you with weights. You dress him up like that. It's just comedy. So we've got
that's a joke. Any guy that would walk out on a sitcom set like that, the audience would go crazy laughing.
Yes, that's a funny guy at your bachelor party. So we've got the video games polluting their brains. We've got the self-mutilation. We've got the deep depression. And then fourth on the list, or the fourth thing, is these high out of their minds on God knows what. And I would make there's two kind of things with the meds. There's like the Adderall and the antipsychotropic whatever drugs. The SSTs, are they called? SSRIs. And then there's all the hormone that you're getting that's not for your psychosis, is trying to balance out the estrogen and testosterone in your body and give you more estrogen. So that's 5 major things.
How is it that
scary?
How is it that hormones for years have been known when a woman is a couple of days away from getting her period and the hormones go crazy, you see a definite, distinct change in attitude.
Yes.
It's undeniable. It's scientifically confirmed. So how can they think that giving someone hormone treatments that put their hormone levels at anything but the natural level that they would have if they had just lived their lives, how do they think that can't at least possibly have some negative impact on their attitudes and what they're thinking? Of course it does, but they want to tell you that it doesn't. And we're seeing these violent trannies killing people, and no one really wants to get on the idea that perhaps it's this influx or restriction of hormones.
I mean, you almost couldn't make a better mass shooter. It's another homemade MK Ultra where you don't have a paper trail. And there's
self-aiding.
The Zizian cult. I wrote them down earlier. There was the high school in Colorado. There's the Nashville Covenant. There was Lance Twiggs, the Catholic school in Minnesota, Tyler Robinson, and now we've got this BC Canada thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pattern at this point, folks.
Yeah, now it's a pattern. And it really needs to be looked into. But unfortunately, people are more afraid of coming off as transphobic than they are of solving a deadly problem. You know, I don't know how many of these cases we even see. We see the sensational ones, but how many violent transgender dudes are beating the shit out of people?
Yeah.
Stabbing people and not killing them. I want to see the level of violence of transgender women, men that have become women. I want to see that compared to your average schmo.
Yeah. Like I was reading recently about some wrestler who was fingering girls he was wrestling with because he was a woman.
Oh, yeah, that one.
And then we have the guy who was getting boners and like gloating about it. In the most famous guy that started this whole, the swimming guy, was making girls uncomfortable with his boners. There's probably a million domestic violence things that doesn't make it to the papers. Leah Thomas, yeah.
Ugh.
Leah exposed her male genitalia.
her male genitalia.
She wanted women to suck her dick.
Isn't that an unfair advantage? Because it's like you have a keel on a boat.
Yes. You can steer it too.
Yeah, a rudder or a keel or something that's just giving you more stability in the water.
Yeah. Cheater. So there's
when
a
he
million
does the backstroke, he's got a mast. You put a sail on it.
Whoosh. He's ahead of everyone. I would even argue there's a sixth one where their culture has violence in it, sort of like Antifa, like protect trans kids and it'll have a switchblade or the troll tranny with a gun. Like, you're not messing with this trans. We're standing up for trans rights with a machine gun. We have to arm ourselves against. They talk about genocide. They normalize the term genocide, whether it's against them or what they have to do to survive.
Right.
So that's kind of 6 or 7 things, all creating this perfect MK Ultra freak.
Yeah, they're so self-hating.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, obviously the very ridiculously stupid liberal left won't believe that, but I don't know how you can be anyone of any common sense and not look at a transgender person and not absolutely believe that they hate themselves. Why would you go through such to such an extent, through such pain, you're going to be a outcast. Why would you do that unless you do not like yourself? You don't like who you are. So that in and of itself spurs on some violent tendencies. You're angry. You're angry at yourself. And where can that go but outward to other people?
Yeah. And you're constantly reminded that it's not working. Like, say we were trying to be black
Right.
and you get a perm, a tight perm, and you dye your hair black and you get like 100 fake spray tans, the darkest one they have. Maybe you get lip injections and stuff. There's some German woman who's doing it. She's got insane tits and she's like dark black and she looks fucking comical. And she said she's becoming black. See if you can dig her up, Dud. But every time you look in the mirror, you just go like, I'm a clown.
Yeah, this ain't working.
And the guy we just showed, there's no way, unless he's beyond delusional, that he looks at that face and doesn't go, this is a guy. I'm sure you've seen the viral video where the guy's getting his wedding dress done and he's got this hairdo but blonde. And he goes, I look like a guy in a dress. Yes.
Finally. You get it.
Yeah. Yeah, this person. So,
oh, come on.
She's constantly reminded that she looks ridiculous just by the mirror and what everyone says when they look at her. And so these trannies must feel that too. So now they're even more angry.
Yeah.
I mean, the list keeps piling up. She's sexy.
Jesus Christ, that's insane.
Yummy.
There's probably a few people also that are just trying to buck the system and go like, look, like there was that guy, I think it was Canadian, the teacher with the tits that was so giant, it was ludicrous. And I think he was trying to just go, really? All right, I'm a woman and I'm going to teach school and there's nothing you could do about it, even though I have these ridiculously large tits.
I think so too. I had heard rumors that he had complained about wokeness and he was a machine shop teacher. And they ignored him. And I think he said, all right, you want to play hardball? I'm going to become unfireable. And then he's like, he's got the table saw with his tits right next to me. And there we go. Like his hair's going to get caught in that.
That's a commitment, man. That's a commitment to the cause.
Yes. Well, I think Rebel Media caught him just wearing like a hockey jacket on a Saturday night, going to get a beer with his other bald friends.
But those are real like implants?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So he'd put this thing on, probably because they couldn't confirm it without infringing on his rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. So in a way, it was perfect performance art. And you'll notice he's disappeared.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
Maybe he's back to being Eddie Lemieux.
Eddie Lemieux.
He's not a Eduardo anymore.
This is the problem with everything in the world.
Yeah.
Like I think that's everything in the world. Without talking about the halftime show, like we're a couple of jocks talking about the halftime show. It's something that's already ancient history and stuff. My personal opinion with that, and I'll open it up with other things like that the right gets unbelievably mad at and the left puts out there with, I believe, some intent to get the right mad. We do it too. I wasn't bothered by it. I wasn't like everyone put out these video clips like, oh, the right triggered by this. It's like, no, it didn't bother me. I didn't find it entertaining personally. I know other people did. I thought logistically it was terrible for the people that were at the show to watch. You know, how many people watch their kids go through the hedge maze at a Halloween thing? There's nothing to see.
No, they covered up the show with grass.
Yeah. They put it all in, and they were. I heard that it's filmed as a video that he could use later because there were cameras in the little maze, and that's what was going on. So, so be it. It just, I didn't personally find it entertaining, but I wasn't like, this guy, speak English or get out. I understand the left's intent to bring out people like that, though. And they did catch him. They got a few people to go like, fuck that, speak English. It was boring, if you ask me. I don't think a lot of people in the stands enjoyed it. And who cares? Yeah, Puerto Ricans do live here. And that is some of the music they play and do. And
they're the bane of my existence. Their culture's garbage. I am one of the guys that they tricked. And I took the rage bait. I fucking hated it. Puerto Ricans are a tumor on America's neck. They can't vote. They're not real Americans. They have no culture. Their food's disgusting. They have no discipline. They like all music, and their music, much like their food, is fucking garbage. Reggaeton, gasolina, even that song. My aunt asked me, how come you have so many girlfriends? And I'm not going to marry them, but I have Sophia and Maria, and I hang out with them. We take selfies, and then I take them to the VIP. That's the song.
yeah,
That's the culture we're celebrating. Fuck
not
them
quite
apples.
yesterday. Not quite, the long and winding road.
Yes. Get Metallica up there. But that being said, you got me to watch the TPUSA thing out of spite. That was the gayest, most...
Yeah.
Kid Rock is singing a duet with Kid Rock where he goes, yeah, I'm Kid Rock and I like to rock and we do all the things that we like to say. He's every second line with a recording of himself. And then the South Park characters being like, I love beer and I love country music in my truck. And
Yeah.
that was brutal too. You know what they should have done is a Toby Keith cover or something, a Johnny Cash, a bunch of covers of Americana or some like that.
I think it looked like a parody of what the right is supposed to look like. And the vast majority of people looked at it and knew and thought the same thing, that this is kind of a joke, right? This isn't an American like, oh, yeah. And the people that were watching, you go, no, this is America. You kind of come off like an idiot.
Well, both sides sucked, really. I think that's what Fuentes was saying, too, that both were embarrassing. But it's all like idiocracy. They're both examples of idiocracy where even the scheduling was off. Like you go to the halftime show and Kid Rock wasn't on yet, and then he goes, and then it overlaps with the game. Like it's supposed to be a you to them, and you it up, losers.
Yeah, the extremes at both ends are getting very, very tattered. It's just they're really not looking good. And I used to enjoy kind of leaning toward the extreme right of politics. More extreme, obviously, than most centrist right people. But I found the extreme right to be getting very similar to the extreme left in their embarrassment. Yeah. So I've kind of backed off a little from that. Not much. I made a great Chuck Schumer bit yesterday where I actually did this. I actually went like this on the show. People seem to like it.
Yeah, they are. And the things that we're capable of, like, have you ever seen those bands, those high school bands where if you were to step back and look from the nosebleeds, you see a guy made up of 100 people and he's a guy with like a trumpet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's made up of all these other people being him.
Yeah.
Like I that's a perfect example too of the fall of Western society, because that guy, the top guy who does those guys, that choreographs that kind of illusion, right?
Yeah.
He had a big initiation for his band members, and you probably should. If you're doing that kind of precision, it's like you want a team you can rely on, and you got to be rough and tough with them. And I think part of it involved running across the field late at night in your underwear. So he got fired for that, for like, I don't know, sexual degradation of a minor or some dumb shit. And now we cut to like grass. Like we could have done something cool like that.
Yeah. This was like, and this was entertaining to the people at the game.
Yeah. Who paid 13 grand per ticket.
This thing, it was amazing. And Now, yeah, they literally put it on a halftime show that the people there could not see. That's insane.
That's another part of the Bad Bunny thing that pissed me off is his whole brand is his reluctance to learn or speak English. He's sitting down during national anthem. He clearly says Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
The cover of his album being a cheap chair. That's his way of saying
it's a bigger picture
yeah.
than just the halftime show, Bad Bunny's halftime show. Like people,
yeah.
oh, like no, it's part of the bigger picture of traditional America. So yeah, if you could get very angry at the bigger picture that this is just another thing on that huge pile of shit, that I understand completely.
Yeah, we weren't mad at La Bamba. We weren't mad at Macarena. We weren't mad at Feliz Navidad. Like that stuff doesn't piss us off because the motive isn't fuck you.
Yeah, the motive behind it.
But Bad Bunny is very just like even MIA when she did the halftime show with Madonna and she gave the finger and swore.
Right.
I heard she got sued like $12 million for that.
Mm.
That was a different time. Now they encourage
the Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
Yeah, the tit.
We look back at that now as the innocent times of America. That was the big controversy. Was that during the halftime show? She whipped out her tit, which was covered on the nipple by some sun thing. And then the show this weekend, there was like humping going on, legitimate ass sex in the sugarcane fields.
And that was what the song was about. I of Chicks is the name of his song.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.